Hi guys, you're welcome to another episode of Relufe Review, a show where we objectively review the Nigerian art, music, movies, and of course, entertainment in general. But before we forge ahead, like I always say, please note that all the views and opinions that I express here are all mine and my personal biases alone. It's not by any standard, it's not by any measure. It's all my opinion and my personal biases. On that note, of course, you know, my name is AY with the double O. And let's get right into the movie for today. The movie we are going to be reviewing today is none other than Mòmiwá. So when I saw Mòmiwá is a movie directed, produced by Biodo Stephen, of course. And of course, anything from Biodo Stephen, from my end, is always like, hey, like, you know, Biodo Stephen is top for me. Our stories are always relatable. Our stories are always, there are things that you can really relate with. And I'll say that she's more of a natural filmmaker. She doesn't just, I mean, there's so many non-fiction stories there, but she still makes stories that you can relate with at every point. And that's what Biodo Stephen did with Mòmiwá as well. You know, I'll say that Mòmiwá is quite a relatable movie, but somewhere in between the movie, in the middle, I just got lost. I'm not going to lie, I can't explain it till now what it was. I can't say for sure it's exactly this, exactly that. For somewhere along the movie, I just got lost. So Mòmiwá tells the story of a young man, of course, Nitochukwu, who was played by Uzo Arukwe. The movie opens with a man, you know, being called back to his house because his wife had abandoned two kids, locked them up inside, you know, forced to struggle to take care of two kids. And somewhere along the line, he meets Mòmiwá. You know, somewhere along the line, of course, they took a flashback into the movie, and we later, you know, sequence began to unravel. They began to show us how and who Mòmiwá was, how she had come to play in their life and all that. But of course, in the beginning, we didn't really see that. It was when they took us back that it became clearer. You know, I wasn't really sure. This minute I thought they were married. The next minute I can see that Nitochukwu has a girlfriend, which struck me. So it just basically tells the story of a man abandoned by his wife and who had a housekeeper that was so dear to him. Now, somewhere along the line, his ex-wife comes back and tries to, you know, squeeze her or bring herself back into the lives of the husband or of her ex-husband and the kids. But somewhere along, it didn't work. Jealousy took over. And then it was just confusing towards the end of the story to how Mòmiwá left. And I'm just going to go in straight into the rating criteria and explain the movie from the rating criteria. For the plot of the movie, I would say that good storyline, beautiful storyline. But the end of the story, what eventually happened, you know, with the story was not really clear. Because I would have loved if at some point Nitochukwu was actually in love, you know, with Mòmiwá. Was she just the housekeeper? Because from the story, we saw that he had a previous girlfriend, which was played by Lillian Afegbai. You know, she played the role of his girlfriend. She had to leave the relationship because she wasn't sure of what was going on between Mòmiwá and Nitochukwu. So how, and of course, that would tell that that's not the first girlfriend, you know, leaving that relationship. Well, of course, the plot had a good storyline, what he wanted to create out of it. But then it just didn't work for me. It was like 6 or 10. For the attraction of the movie, I'm not going to lie, the only part of the movie that I was attracted to, because of course Mòmiwá and Daddy were, and it was shocking to see that they were not religious people. It was just a name or a term that she had given him and he had given her, and they'd gotten used to calling her Mòmiwá. That was a personal attraction for me in the movie. So for the attraction, I'll give it a 5 over 10, because I would not really say that the movie was they didn't do so much justice to the movie for me. I'd say that I've seen more of Biodo Stephen do better things, you know, greater movies than Mòmiwá. So for the theme of this movie, I'd say that it's centered around family. It's centered around love. I saw family. I didn't see love. Because what was between Mòmiwá and, for me, I think it was just, it lacked the fact that Mòmiwá was there for them. His wife had left. You know, this is someone that just played the role. But I would have preferred, if you want to get intimate with her and just let go of it. If you want to marry her if you like her that much. But you're not here, you're not there. Staying in between the fence for me was not it. It was also like you were playing on the emotions of the woman. For me, I also felt like Mòmiwá was being used. You know, so for the theme of the movie, they portrayed, you know, family, but I didn't didn't really see where to place the theme of love, which I know that that other theme, love, was trying to fit into the movie. It didn't really come out in the movie. So for the theme of the movie, I'll give it a 5 over 10. So the acting of the movie, top actors, great actors, Lillian Afegbai, Uzo Arukwe, Blessing of Jessica Obase, Iyabo Ojo. I'd say that Iyabo Ojo, I've seen her do better movies. I don't know if it was the role that they gave her. It seemed like, that's a low role to give someone like Iyabo Ojo. So, not like anybody can pick up any role, don't get me wrong, but seeing Iyabo Ojo play a wife that left her children and is coming back to beg and all that, I guess I didn't really see her fit into that particular role. So apart from Iyabo Ojo, every other, acting was good. The actors did a great job. Overall, the movie just failed to... It didn't do justice to becoming like a really, to becoming a standard movie. The acting was good. For the acting, I'll give it a 7 over 10. For the editing, well, the pace of the movie was uneven. For some parts, they were just dragging unnecessarily. I feel like some parts could have been cut out of the movie. For the soundtrack, it was just there. I would not say it was boring, but it didn't... The vibe that I expected to get from Mòmiwá, Dadiwa, he wasn't just giving energy. It was more like a sad movie, like a movie that would forcefully want to make you cry, but you're not crying, somewhere in between. So for the soundtrack, I'll give it a 6 over 10 on the average for the soundtrack of the movie. For the editing of the movie, I'll give it a 4 over 10 because I didn't think they did much justice to the editing. For the cinematography, of course, the wardrobe, it was good. The visual effects, it was just there. To be honest, it was not so great, but I would not say, of course, it was so boring as well. For the it factor, I would say overall, Mòmiwá failed to... The fact that I like the plot twist. Of course, what you're expecting is not what you get. You're expecting Mòmiwá, the pastor's wife, and of course, there was a twist to the movie. But I expected that twist to have suspense, to keep me on my toes, like what was going to happen towards the end of the movie. So for the it factor, I'd say that I'll just give it a 5 over 10 because Mòmiwá failed to come off as a one-of-a-kind movie. For the directing of the movie, just because I like Biodu Stephen and because I think that Biodu Stephen always does a great job, I would blame the story on the plot. I'll just say that they didn't do an overall job with the plot. So overall, of course, the directing, of course, would also not be so great. So the directing of the movie, I'm sorry, I'd have to give it a 5 over 10. Overall, from this end, Mòmiwá gets a 5 over 10. It's an okay movie. If you want to see it, you can see it, but it's not a must watch. It's not a must see, like, oh, I have to see it by all means. It's just an okay movie. It gets a 5 over 10. Let me know what you think, if you agree or you disagree with my final verdict. Trust me, I'm sure you'd agree. Mòmiwá is a movie that everyone should just, if you can watch it, of course, go and watch it if you feel like watching it. But it's not like, oh, you have to see it. Like, oh, it's not a must-see movie, to be very honest. It's just okay to watch. So if you've not seen it and you want to see it, go and see it and drop comments in the comment box if you agree or you disagree with my final verdict. With that, we've come to the end of a Mòmiwá review on Relufe TV. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe across all social media platforms. It is at Relufe TV. Until I come your way again next time on another thrilling episode, my name is AY with the double O. Of course, I'll see you soon. Bye.